Who are you? What you doing here? What do you want? I asked you a question, Miss Eve.
I'm Polly Whittier, and I have a basket for the needy, ma'am.
Do I look like one of the needy?
It's not for you, it's for the Baxters.
The who?
The Baxters. They weren't at home, so I thought I could give this to you. Don't you even know the names of your neighbors?
Of course not.
Would it be okay with Miss Snow if I left this basket here, maybe later you could take it over?
I am Miss Snow. Who'd you think I was?
I just heard that Miss Snow is very rich, and lots of rich ladies have servants.
One minute you think I'm one of the needy, next you think I'm one of the servants.
All I know, I'm trying to help some people that need help. It's not my fault you don't know the names of your neighbors, and you're probably too mean to having a servant work for you. Miss Snow! Miss Snow! Miss Snow! You give that back! That doesn't belong to you, Miss Snow!
Calf's foot jelly. Ooh, I love calf's foot jelly. And cornbread and pickled pig's feet.
Miss Snow, you give that back. That doesn't belong to you. Please?
First, you want me to take it from you and do the job you're supposed to do. Now you want me to give it back to you?
You'll be sure it gets to the Baxters, right?
Child, you were the one who said I was rich. Now, what would I want with this little bitty basket of food?
Being rich doesn't mean you can't be stingy. Besides, you don't keep a rich-looking house. It's all sad and messy. You don't take care of yourself like a rich person. You should be able to afford a comb if you're rich. Some soap and water for that robe.
Doesn't matter what this place looks like. Doesn't matter what I look like. I'm the only one who has to put up with seeing me.
I see you. And I see that you could be a very pretty person. I think most everybody can.
That's what you think, is that what little Miss Impudent thinks? What are you doing? What are you doing?
97.
Oh.
98. 99. 200.
Oh.
That's the hair.
And what is this? An invasion?
Miss Snow. That's Miss Conley and Nancy.
Polly, we gotta be getting home. Come on.
Well, when are you coming back to apologize?
Excuse me?
Well, I assume you'll be coming back to see that the Baxters get their food basket. And when you do, I assume you'll have the common courtesy to take a few more steps and come and apologize to a poor spinster lady whom you accused of being a food filcher. I just want to know when you're coming back, if you're coming back at all.
I'll be back tomorrow morning.
Good. Nothing like a heartfelt apology to start the day right. My.
What's going on here? What's y'all doing? Have mercy. My goodness.
Well, Nancy, what do you think?
I don't know what to think. What is it?
Bazaar, girl. To raise money for the orphanage, for musical instruments and whatever else they need. Anything left over, well, that goes into a community fund.
I thought Aunt Polly always gave that money.
She did. But this time we're doing it ourselves. We're doing it for ourselves and by ourselves.
Can kids come?
Of course they can. Hey, Clyde, put the sign up. Move it to the left now.
I gotta find Jimmy B and we gotta talk.
That's it. Put the sign up. That's it.
This isn't gonna make Miss Harrington very happy. You know she cherishes the time that she gives to the town.
Well, Miss Conley, Miss Harrington gonna be unhappy. About 1,000 other folks gonna be real happy. Not a bad trade in my book. And I love you too. Bye, baby.
Have mercy.
I'll call you next Wednesday afternoon. Bye.
Oh, Aunt Polly. Isn't it fabulous?
I'm not so sure exactly all what's going on here.
Everybody's pitching in to raise money for the orphanage.
But I always write the check for the orphanage.
This is gonna be the best bazaar the town ever had.
Bazaar, darling. The word is bazaar. And so is the whole idea, bizarre. Now, why would they go through all this trouble when I can just write a check?
Aunt Polly, you ever babysit?
Of course not. Why?
I used to babysit this little boy in Detroit, Wally O'Neill. He was just a toddler, you know. I had to hold his hands, else he'd fall flat on his face. He got better and better at it, and pretty soon, he'd be pulling away from me holding him. I had to be brave enough to let him go, Aunt Polly. You got this town up and walking. You have to be brave enough to let it go on its own. Jimmy Bean!
Polly! What happened when you let little Wally go on his own?
Oh, he fell flat on his face. But he got up with the biggest smile you ever saw.
It is the most durable.
Oh, I don't know. I can't make up my mind. Maybe we could make this decision another time.
As you wish. Though, I hope it's not too late. Hate to see you laid out wearing polka dots against a plaid backing.
Are you buying a dress?
Little child, we are discussing some serious business here.
Buying a dress isn't serious, it's fun.
Miss Snow is not buying a dress. I'm helping her pick out a lining for her coffin.
Are you sick? I'm old.
Can we be about our business now?
Old isn't the same as sick, though.
Ankle isn't the same as knee, but there is a definite connection.
But that means you won't sew a petrol quilt for the bazaar. It's for a good cause. It's for the orphanage.
That's on the other side of the creek. Miss Snow doesn't go to the other side of the creek. Hasn't since the bridge burned down.
You mean since Eben fell asleep on the job and let them burn the bridge down?
Now, child, if you'll excuse us, Miss Snow has some decisions to make about the crushed velvet.
Sounds itchy to me.
Things don't itch when you're dead.
What are you doing? Let go of my hands.
That itched like crazy now, didn't it?
It does. Mm-hmm.
That means you're alive, and I want you to act like it. Hey, Polly! What? Why are we going here? Because we got some business to do. Come on.
Well, what is it this time?
Mr. Pendergast, are you the only Eben in this town?
Polly! Polly!
Robert, what in heaven's name has got
Heaven's got nothing to do with it, not one blessed thing.
I will thank you to mind your tone and lower your voice.
Well, save your thanks, because I'm not going to do either one. But I am going to tell you about what I think about what you've done. The paper won't run our ad.
I simply mentioned to the managing editor.
Yeah, but
that
once people heard about that, they started worrying about their jobs in the mill. They started wondering just how petty and mean and vindictive is Miss Polly Harrington going to be.
If a simple request from one woman can throw sand into the gears, there couldn't have been much support for that bazaar in the first place.
Come on, Polly. Let's not underestimate ourselves. It's more than just one woman. There's the woman who runs the mill, you. There's the woman who controls real estate, you. There's the woman who dictates what gets said in church, you.
That's not true.
And there's the woman who's so afraid she won't be loved. She's got to control an entire town with her checkbook. Now, some people think town is just another word for family. You seem to think it's another word for kingdom.
You didn't close the door on your way in, Robert. Don't make the same mistake on your way out.
My.
Nancy, does this mean the bazaar's off?
Sounds like it.
But some of what Dr. Shannon said isn't true. And Polly doesn't have say-so over the church. Nobody can own a church. Can they?
We'll talk about it in the morning, sweetheart, okay?
How many times have I stood here in this pulpit and demanded that you come to grips with your weakness? Yeah. No, come to grips with your weaknesses. Come to grips with your wicked weaknesses. Wickedness. Lord, wicked weaknesses.
Amen.
And how long have you been listening?
Just till you found the right thing to say.
I suppose I look pretty silly to you. Out here ranting and raving in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, no. I used to be my daddy's congregation when he practiced sermonizing.
That's right. Your father was a deacon or a minister in Detroit.
Yeah, he loved sermonizing, except when he didn't think they were getting the word.
And that part sounds sadly familiar. Tell me something, Polly. Did your father ever find a solution to that little problem?
Oh, sure. He just started basing all of his sermons on the glad text. That's what Dad called them.
Glad text?
Yeah, like make a joyful noise unto the Lord, shout for joy, be glad in the Lord. Daddy said that there were 800 glad texts. Did you know that?
I did not. I do not.